And we've moved on to the coronavirus section, which we would prefer not to cover, but due to current events, I've got to go for you and punch that thing right out of the air. Let's talk about breathing. Do you know how to breathe? A lot of people don't seem to know how to breathe, and there are plenty of COVIDiots that are out there breathing way too much carbon dioxide and basically suffocating themselves. So let's talk about nose breathing. Breathe through your nose, folks, not through your mouth. Why? Because of nitric oxide. It's activated by breathing through the nose, some sort of interaction between your sinus passages, and it then gets pulled into your lungs, which causes your alveoli to expand, and it increases your blood oxygen content by something like 10 to 15%. Now, this site, Breathology, is a site by Stig Severinsen, who is a 4-time free diving world champion. He knows a hell of a lot more about breathing than I certainly do. So get your full extent of the miracle gas, nitric oxide. Now, people add this as a nutritional supplement, weightlifters and so on. It also makes the blood vessel walls relax. So it's probably some kind of a thing that fights things like atherosclerosis as well. So there you go. You want 10 to 15% more oxygen in your blood? Breathe through your nose, not through your mouth. If you want to read the article, just look up nitrogen oxide, a pleasant poison. Also learn the Valsalva maneuver, which is performed by moderately forceful attempted exhalation against a closed airway. This is what divers use to clear their ears. Don't do it too hard because you'll blow your ears out, but even astronauts sometimes have a sponge-like device so they can perform it while wearing a spacesuit. So it's kind of important. You should probably understand it, as this can give you all kinds of benefits. The Valsalva maneuver. We picked up another article here at smashomash.com/forum in the coronavirus section. If you've never been before, head to smashomash.com/forum. Scroll down to the free-for-all section, and the free-for-all forum has a coronavirus repository of information, which is over 30 pages long. Possible virus Achilles heel discovered that could lead to treatment for herpes, coronavirus, and the flu. It all has to do with sting. So sting is a protein in the cells, and the goal here is to see if there's a way to weaken viruses or possibly strengthen human immunoresponses. So read the article, head to smashomash.com/forum. We won't talk about Governor Tom Wolf today. We will talk about yesterday's episode 10 of the Diamond Anvil. Did you watch it? It only had 42 views this morning. We talked about centipedes and bio bug-out bags and mask wearing and all kinds of other interesting stuff. So have a check out with that. Check out that. And we got another 12 views, 14 views just in the past couple of hours. And it's also on BitChute. Already got 183 views over there. As our videos on BitChute receive many, many more views than on YouTube. Probably an indication that we're shadow banned thanks to Google. We're also on Twitter, so check us out there. We're also on Facebook, another zombie company. And we've just updated Minds with our Big Tech Can't Break the Internet, but the Internet Can Break Big Tech meme. One of the pro memes by yours truly. And it's true, folks. Big Tech can't break the Internet, but the Internet can break Big Tech, as those are zombie corporations. So let's talk about zombie corporations. Companies who have more debt than they can handle. They're still operating but unable to pay off debt. Now, in the case of these zombie corporations, they're unable to escape their own liability that they're creating through misinformation, outright lies, electioneering, fraud, abuse, scams, and all kinds of other stuff that they ought not to be doing, but they're doing it anyway. So you can see 233,000 people are employed by industrial zombie conglomerates. 193,000 are employed by zombie hardware storage and peripherals. 185,000 are employed by zombie energy equipment and services. It's all an article on CNBC. Highly indebted zombie companies control more than 2 million U.S. jobs. And let's talk Sharticles. I don't know if you're aware of what a Sharticle is. It's particulate matter expelled from the anus due to a shart when you think you're only going to fart, but more than that occurs, if you know what I mean. Also a foul and stupid article, often propaganda, such as if you look at phys.org's Earth section, it's rife with Sharticles. So let's talk about this Sharticle and thanks to Kimberly for sharing this pile of complete manure and nonsense from 9news.com.au. I'm going to go through this paragraph by paragraph because there's so much nonsense. At the center of our solar system, the sun is a constant force keeping planets in orbit, providing Earth with just the right amount of light and warmth for life, even governing our daily schedules. Okay, that was totally irrelevant, and that was like a 3-year-old must have typed that. Let's continue on. While we're used to the sun rising and setting each day, it's incredibly dynamic, and just like us, it goes through phases and changes. Okay, that didn't need to be said either. Over time, the changes have become more predictable. Have they now? Currently, it's going through a less active phase called a solar minimum. Okay. It experiences 11-year intervals. I'm sure all of our viewers were aware of that. During the peak, it showcases more sunspots and solar flares. At minimum, it's quieter, meaning less sunspots and energy. Scientists at NASA say we're currently in a grand solar minimum. Okay, that is just patently untrue. Scientists at NASA are not saying anything of the sort. Climate change and its impact on the sun. The last time this occurred was between 1650 and 1715, during what's known as the Little Ice Age in Earth's northern hemisphere, when combination of cooling from volcanic aerosols and low solar activity produced low surface temperatures, according to NASA's Global Climate Change blog. The problem with NASA's Global Climate Change blog is it believes carbon dioxide is the control knob for Earth's climate, which is why they say this solar minimum won't spark another ice age, and it's likely due to climate change. That's right, because NASA actually believes that human carbon dioxide emissions are going to exceed solar forcing and prevent an ice age. Now, I don't know if you know how ridiculous that claim is or not. The warming caused by the greenhouse gas emissions from the human burning of fossil fuels is 6 times greater than the possible decades-long cooling from a prolonged grand solar minimum. Even if a grand solar minimum were to last a century, global temperatures would continue to warm, according to some complete COVIDiot, because more factors than just variations in the sun's output change global temperatures on Earth, the most dominant of those today being warming coming from human-induced greenhouse emissions. And what they mean is carbon dioxide. So while pollution is real, folks, carbon dioxide is not a pollutant. And I'm going to abandon this Sharticle right now and go on to my response.
So, the difference...
And I don't know who this guy is or why he's on my screen, but see ya. So anyway, I took a screenshot of this nonsense and I posted on Instagram, and here's my response. NASA writes Sharticles regularly and idiotically still believes carbon dioxide controls Earth's climate to the extent that human carbon dioxide emissions will overpower solar activity in terms of climate forcing. This represents a fully unacceptable science denial at the highest levels. NASA is wasting your taxpayer dollars and ignorantly lying to you. They're either stupid or they're lying. Is that acceptable to you? Climate change is real, and it's nothing like what mainstream ignoramuses like NASA purport it to be. Carbon dioxide is not a pollutant. It's the most important trace gas on Earth, and it's at the base of practically every food chain. Carbon dioxide is not a greenhouse gas on this planet, and has never been. 600 million years of carbon dioxide and climate data in the geologic record doesn't lie, but NASA does. Are they just ignorant, or are they lying to us intentionally? What say you? Leave a comment. Here's some good news from Nature.com. 10 reasons why immunity passports are a bad idea. Oh yes, it's a very, very stupid idea. It does all kinds of things that you don't want it to do, like violate your privacy. And let me get this off the screen. Okay, here's the 10 points. 1. COVID-19 immunity is a mystery. 2. Serological tests are unreliable. 3. The volume of testing needed is unfeasible. Even less feasible than a global vaccination initiative. Too few survivors to boost the economy. I don't know what that one's about. Measuring erodes privacy. Yes. Have you watched our HIPAA video on BitChute? It's got hundreds and hundreds of views. bitchute.com/smAshomash. About a 12-minute video about HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996. Marginalized groups will face more scrutiny. Unfair access. Societal stratification. New forms of discrimination. Threats to public health. So check out this article. It's on nature.com. 10 reasons why immunity passports are a bad and COVIDiotic idea.